Now, because of that low atmospheric moisture, we've got foggy nights and mornings, but as Tim mentioned, we are drying out into the weekend and mountain passes are finally open, and they're likely going to stay that way because of this drier weather pattern. However, we are going to be warm, and that warmth could create some concern with avalanches, so it's just one of those things we'll watch out for, but for the most part, we should be good. Over in Coeur d'Alene, you can see some of that fog there. 32 degrees, 29 in Spokane, 25 out in Moses Lake, where we do have some school closures, and that is from that dense fog and those slick roads. But notice everybody at or below freezing, and for that reason we have dense fog and freezing fog advisories. The freezing fog is because it's sticking to things like roads and bridges and even trees, and it does look quite beautiful. A viewer sent me a photo. I'll try to dig that back up of some of the rye mice on a tree. It's gorgeous, but it does make for a nasty day. We are seeing that fog very thick in some areas. Quarter of a mile visibility out in Airway Heights, Moses Lake, down to 3/4 of a mile, but it's getting worse, getting better, getting worse, getting better. Fog kind of moves around, kind of very tidal. So as we get into the morning, it's likely we do see it reduce visibility in some areas, but it does burn off as we get into the heat of the day, if you will. We've got a ridge building in, and that's kind of keeping everything away, but it's also pushing all of that moisture down here in the inland northwest. So it shoves it all the way down toward the ground. That's why we're setting up some of this fog and hanging out with it. We are going to stay foggy, and with that low level atmospheric moisture, it's going to kind of feel very cloudy and gloomy throughout the day. That's the case today and even tomorrow as well as we head into the weekend, but temperatures are on the mild side. We're once again in the upper 30s, so you start out the day below freezing, you got the fog, by the afternoon you're back to that melting cycle, melting the snow and ice that's everywhere, and that's really going to be the case not just today, but the next few days as we head through the weekends. The good news is mountain passes are looking pretty good. I do think we have some fog concerns over Snoqualmie and Stevens tomorrow. Look out, you're dealing with that today, so just kind of be ready for it. All in all, though, its temperatures on the rise and staying dry through the weekend and into next week. In fact, the return of the 40s by the time we get into the middle of next week and a chance of rain next Thursday.